Paintball nerd.
Today's guest on Paintball Nerds Fun 5 has been playing paintball since 2004. He went pro with Aftershock in 2011. He's played for Heat. He's played for Damage. He's played for X Factor, where he won an MVP. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, LJ Woodley.
Hey Z, hey everyone. How we doing?
How's it going, man? Good to have you.
Yeah, good to see you.
I'm happy to be here.
Oh, hi Siri.
Is that Siri? Siri's here as well?
Yeah, I'm happy. Hi Siri. Yeah, how you doing, man?
So, man, where you been the past year?
Oh, let's see. So I moved back from Dallas. I had some pretty hard life challenges that I really had to overcome. Some family challenges, some addiction challenges, mental health issues, just you name it.
Whoa.
And yeah, just kind of battling with that for the last 8 months, being around family. It's been good. And, just completely realigning my life, taking that time to process, the last 10 years of me playing professional paintball straight, not just in the US, but Europe, Mexico, Australia, as well as having a full-time job in China. So, which is the opposite time schedule, by the way. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, things are really good, man. Really, really good, to be honest. And thank you for having me. Really looking forward to 2023. I can't remember the last time I was excited to play paintball and this driven, and like I'm going all in. And
right on. Yeah.
So
cool.
Excited.
Are you looking at any teams?
I mean, I just released it probably yesterday that I'm a free agent, but I am going to probably head out to that ML Kings Russian Legion tryout in Tampa and probably go a week early actually and do some drills and just really sharpen the sword. But yeah, I mean, that's just the first stepping stone. And then if need be, flying myself to practices and just showing up and showing what I can do. And, just trying to get on the pro field as quickly as possible.
Right on, man. Well, Paintball is happy to have you back, man. You made a really big impact on the field for a lot of teams.
It means a lot. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see that, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, over the past, what is it? I mean, 11 years that you've been playing 12 years, 13 years that you've been playing professional paintball. I'm sure there's been a lot of memories that you've had with different players, different teams.
Yeah.
Tell us about a memory that really sticks out for you.
Can it be like a time span, or does it have to be like an exact memory? Okay. I would say it's just something I've been really reminiscing on is, my first 3 years on pro, just playing with Houston Heat, traveling the world, and really getting to know those guys and become brothers with those guys going through it all. And that's something I really realized, over the time that I've spent away from the game is it's not the wins, not the losses that I had, that the team had. It's none of the practices. It's the camaraderie and it's the times together that you can never, ever take away those moments. And that's something that I cherish deeply in my heart, by far best times of my life, so I'd say that's probably the best. And just, laughing at all the time.
So do you have something maybe like a dinner with those guys or an airplane ride or anything that sticks out in your memory?
So many. This one time, so Ronnie, when he first got on Heat, everyone called him Ethiopia because he was so small. And like the Russians didn't speak English that well. So they called him Ethiopia. I have no idea why. But I'd always be rooming with him. And I forgot what the prank was, what they did with him. Oh man, I totally forgot what it was. But yeah, they would always be messing with Ronnie. They'd always be messing with me. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't think of an exact one from that team, but I'll think of it. I'm just honestly nervous. I haven't been on camera or talked about paintball in forever, so I'm just gonna be honest about that. Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, like the memories that stick out for you is not so much on the paintball field. It's time with the boys.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most valuable thing that most pro players have. As far as memories from paintball is the camaraderie and the times that we have with really our brothers. That's because they become really like a family.
I think that, to be honest, I think the biggest memories that I have on the field are when you're putting something together with somebody. And to go back to an example is MAO 2014, 2015. Ronnie and I, so Ronnie and I were the rookies at that time, or it was maybe our second year, but we were playing with Fedorov and the Russians and Chad and Sam and all these experienced pros. So just for us to get on the field together, to where we grew up playing together from Distortion and everything, for us to just tag team at Dorito side, that's something that those memories stick more than anything. You know what I mean? Like that's the best memories, is not when I won a one-on-one or somebody else wins a one-on-one. That's great, but it's when you're putting those things together and on the field and off the field, because that's obviously preparation at practice, right? To where and it's you can do it to where it's just so automatic and you can't stop it if you just play out every variable prior to that event. You know what I mean? And that's what we were doing. He would slide in, check inside, because it's only going to be one or two situations. Tells me what it is. I go, okay, this is what we do. I'd go to the corner, put the guy in so Ronnie could go, and we just win that side every single time. So those kind of memories, I feel like, are by far the best. Well,
you mentioned some amazing players there. Do you have a favorite player?
I have a bunch of favorite players. I take a lot of. I've definitely taken a lot of inspiration off a lot of players. To start off with, I took a lot of inspiration from Damien and Oliver and Fedorov. And you can kind of see that in how I play a little bit, like just kind of more on my toes, more kind of flowy, like Damien, and like Fedorov plays on his toes a lot. Like, I mean, he's beautiful when he plays. I'm not saying that I at all look like Fedorov, but I think I just took little pieces from them. And then Jason Edwards. And then just through the years of playing with those teams, I'd say there's so many people. Ryan Brand taught me so much. Fedorov taught me so much, even though half the time I really didn't understand what he was saying because it was so high level information. And it's crazy because those tips would kind of settle in after years of me understanding the game. Like I would be doing something completely random or looking at a random shot. And I'd be like, Fedorov said that my first year, and everyone looked at each other like, what is he talking about? Literally like that. So those are the kind of things I learned from Fedorov. And then Rainey is definitely one of my favorite players. And let's see. Yeah, there's a lot, man. I like
kind of like choosing like a favorite sibling or like a kid. It's like, it's impossible to pick one, right?
Especially, I mean, I really haven't been too involved in the last year, but I mean, just the way the players have evolved so much and the game has evolved so much. So that's obviously going to correlate, but yeah, it's incredible because it's not about shooting and moving and snap shooting and these, fundamentals, which are important, but it's not about that anymore. It's about that unity and, that just like, that's just that flow that the whole team has as a one unit. That's why I'm so adamant about just one unit constantly, everyone on the same page,
Here's a tougher one.
5 guys, it's so much fun.
Here's a tougher question. Who do you think is the greatest of all time?
Oliver.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because, and that's exactly what I'm striving to be. Not that I'll be even half of what Oliver is, or I'm just going to do it my own way in a different way. But is the way that he brought up other people. That's what I respected about him. That's why I had in college, my first year in college, I had a poster of Oliver because that's what inspired me, was that he came to the Ironman completely fresh and just literally built those guys up and was the best teammate he could be. Because, I mean, that's really what I dream to be. That's what I aspire to be. That's my favorite thing. That's why I love playing the 2. That's why I love playing the 3. That's why I love playing midfield in high school in soccer, is because I loved making the pass, making that window for someone else to score, And I think that the last years that's gotten away from me just because of my own ego and making it about my own self and being selfish. And I mean, it's definitely not easy when you're moving from team to team. Not saying that was not my fault, but just either way, it's there's positives and negatives by going to new teams, right?
Yeah.
So like, especially an obsessive sponge. I'm obsessed with information, especially different play styles. Like when I went to X Factor, completely like Texas Paintball, especially then, was so much different. It's just there's so much more attitude in it. There's so much more cowboy like mentality, and in your face. But then also at the same time, it was just the whole style I can't explain. It's just different,
Yeah.
But just taking little bits of information from them and from Ryan and from Archie and from Colt and all the guys on that team, but then going to Damage and then just being a sponge and just listening to what they have to say. Because especially those teams that played for so long, there's so many old school tricks. Like I played with Ryan in Europe. He played with Heat for us for one season. He guested with us, and him and I played the Rio side together. And dude, I would literally just ask him questions. And he was teaching me so many old school tricks that a lot of people don't know about. I never knew about, you know what I mean? And he's just so full of information. And so that was just a huge learning experience for me. Instead of, I like to say that be so good that they have to play you. And to be so good that they have to play you, there's no excuses. You got to listen to, especially a person like Ryan Greenspan, but I'm going to listen to anybody on my team. For the most part, I'm going to always be adamant about getting and encouraging that information to come to me, because if they don't, then they're just going to, go commingle and just talk about it. And then I'm not going to know, but I'd rather someone just come to me, tell me what is up, and I'll own it and I'll change it like that, and just, I'll hold myself accountable, but you got to have that yin and yang to where you're giving and taking that information.
Absolutely. So LJ, you haven't been playing for the past year, so I don't know if you still have any of your gear, but do you have a favorite piece of equipment, or maybe something in your paintball closet or gear bag that you hold near and dear to your heart?
I think not really. I really don't hold on to paintball memorabilia.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have anything.
Would you like me?
I have my World Cup cleats that I won my first World Cup at, and they're pink.
Hey, and there you go.
That was really cool, dude. I had when we won, I gave my jersey to this kid, and it was like game worn World Cup jersey. We just won. I gave it to this kid, and then I see it online a few weeks later for sale for like, oh man, he's like this little 12-year-old. I'm like, I'm even mad, man. I was like,
man, what a jerk, man.
I gotta respect it, Yeah.
Oh man. Well, LJ,
yeah.
you've won multiple championships. You've got an MVP, man. You've been a top level player. What does it take to get to the top?
I appreciate you saying those things. It's very, it's very nice of you to say that, but it's just, honestly, in my opinion, that's not the top. And maybe because I've just had a complete like a whole value transition to that's not what it takes to be at the top. Again, I think that was such a hindrance to my success, to my ability to be a good teammate, to so many things, to be an unprofessional, to where it's like that Allen Iverson mentality of just like practice, you know what I mean? Just thinking that, I think it was the biggest thing was when I didn't play for 6 months, and then I got the call before Chicago, and then I played one weekend, and then I go out and I get the MVP and we win. And I think that was very, very toxic for me and my career and my mentality and my work ethic and my ego, everything. It was, and then it just was like, I'm better when I don't play or whatever it was. And it's just like, I'm carrying this team, whatever I was thinking at the time. And I'm ashamed to even think of that person as me, to be honest. But I mean, at the same time, I'm happy that it happened because I get, a whole new go at this.
Well, dude, I wasn't expecting that answer. So, I mean, so how would you define the top now?
The top would be, like I mentioned with Oliver. Parts of that is just, I think my calling is different, to where there's so much that I would take from Oliver of what he did, what other players have done too. So many top players have done. You know what I mean? He's just the one that we were talking about, so I'm just gonna stick with that. But just being able to go to a team and be the most trusted, loyal, best teammate I can be, best role model, best leader. If that calls to me, then whatever. I'm not I'm not at all imposing my will on that. I strongly believe in leadership at the speed of trust. So I got to show that I'm there for not just myself, and to take that next step. I'm here for them first. You know, it's like the Navy SEALs, man. Like they always talk about the biggest, strongest dudes that are in training. They don't make it out because they just use themselves for the most part. But then the people that use each other, they get through it, you know? And like I said, there's nothing more fun than winning, and not only winning, but winning together. It's nothing better when you just are all on the same page. You're all in unison. You're 5 across the field. You're not taking massive risks, because even if you do have that opening, bro, that's just going to cause chaos for the other people that have to catch up. And it was a 5-on-3. You made a big run, and then all of a sudden 2 people moved off of that on your team, and now it's a 3-on-3. You know, instead of just keeping that control. And because you always have to think about, what would you hate if you were in their situation? If you, me, and Ryan Greenspan were on a team with 2 other players, and we lost 2 bodies, and we're playing Impact versus 5 of them, and you and I are in the back center and the 2 center bunkers, what would we hate the most? Is if they just sat there and didn't do anything. They would just keep their eyes on us, communicate where we're at, and just slowly dwindle us down, saving their energy, conserving their energy. But the biggest thing is they're not breaking that disconnect, because even 1 point can break that disconnect and it cause that chaos. You know, there's a certain flow and a tempo that it always needs to be at. The communication, the flow of the game, the flow of the team, the flow of the pit, and even off the field, everything all correlates. It does. And I see that now. And I see that I can't just show up and just do my thing and play well and play selfishly and play entitled. And then that's not feasible. It's not fair. I'm not better than anybody. Why would I ever, I just regret that I would ever even treat someone else like that, Even the dude handing my pass, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Treat everybody with respect. You always can learn from somebody. Always. There's always something to learn.
Dude, I really think that the paintball community is in for a different version of LJ than they're accustomed to. It's a very positive thing. You're clearly self-aware. And I'm looking forward to watching you, dude. I really am.
I'm sorry. There's just all talk. And that's just that's what's just the biggest thing that that's why I was kind of hesitant to even talk about it, because I just don't want to talk about it. I just want to do it, and I'm glad we did this. I guess I just have a lot of pent up internal, motivation to achieve certain things, and I want to do it quick, anyways, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But.
Well, buddy, what would you say that you're most thankful for that paintball's given you?
Oh, so many things. Taught me. I mean, it gave me a chance to travel around the world playing at the elite level of something, which is an incredible experience, especially just becoming the elite at something. It's to become elite at something is a mentality, is a mindset, is a discipline, is a work ethic, and it's a formula. And in order to become elite at something else, it's that same formula. You know what I mean? And that's what I've kind of realized with real estate, with business, with other things, is it's that same exact mentality of you have to have the ego, but you have to have the humility. And that's where my balance, I feel, is coming back into tact and into balance, of where because you have to have that ego in order to be great, but you have to have that humility to be able to drop that ego and allow it the information from your teammates, your peers, your family, whatever feedback that may be with your life, with your playing, with anything that it may be, and encourage that information. That's, at least I feel, is the best way, is just encourage that information. Because if you had a problem with me and you come to me and I'm like, thank you for telling me, it's going to be so much easier for you to come next time. Instead of I just blow up you and put up a wall, you're just going to be like, okay, I'm never going to, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And I see so many teams just, it's such a simple, easy fix,
Awesome, dude. LJ, man, thank you so much for your time here. Is there anything that you want to part with for the paintball community?
Lots of things, but I'll just keep it brief. And I'm sorry for the choices I made, for the ways that I let, my fans, my teammates, my coaches, everybody, I've been constantly thinking about all you guys every single day, and how much I do appreciate you in my life, whether you feel like we're on good terms or not. I really do love everybody in the community, and I want to be the best that I can be for that community. And I'm sorry that I was not. I really am. And I really would appreciate just the open mind. And if I ever did anything wrong to you at all, please don't hesitate to approach me. I appreciate it so much, honestly. And anything that I can do at all, especially for anybody else, that's really what I want to push for. Z is with all this life experience and all these things with paintball, with everything, is I want to be able to have an outlet for these, younger male and female players that are dealing with mental issues. Just having that community, I think that's the most important thing you can have, is somebody else that's been there with you, that listens to you, that hears you, that's checking up on you. You know what I mean? And that's something I kind of want to integrate into the sport, because I feel like I feel like it's non-existent. But I know that I'm called at least to do it in my way, in God's way, and whatever the way that everyone else wants it to be, because I'm not the dictator.
Yeah.
How you guys want this to be. So that's really what I'm pushing for. And pushing for that, I'm also going to be pushing for just spreading more of really in-depth game breakdowns from past events, as well as other teams maybe that have footage that they want to send to me. Be happy to digest it with you guys via Skype or in person. Yeah, that's really what I want to push for. I want to, the biggest thing is with this sport is you can't just go watch an NFL game without commentary and never seen it before and know what's going on and like it. You probably would enjoy it at all. You'd be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And not to say that the parties that be are not doing that to the best of their ability, but I feel like they need some extra support in that aspect. And I don't think it's something that I should be charging. I just want to help people. That's what I want to do, and create a community of love and support, instead of what sometimes feels in this sport is just kind of this sticky, negative kind of disconnect, which is so crazy because we're such a small community. And, I don't know if I can do my best. My ripple effect goes so far. I don't know, but it's only going to help,
Awesome. Well, LJ, man, we appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, man. Thank you.